All right. Well, we might as well get started. I'm sure people will join up as we go along here, but we'll get sawing away here anyway. I'm just going to start the recording.
Recording in progress.
There we go. And I'm going to make sure I'm in tune. They're leaning towards the flat today. Now I was teaching a bit today, and the last one I did was 4 o'clock, and so between 4:30 and now, my fiddle managed to shrink a little bit. I don't know how, but either that or the strings got bigger. See, the problem is that the wood does one thing. The wood expands with moisture and contracts with dryness. But the strings do another thing, you know. When metal gets warm, it expands, and when it gets cold, it contracts. And so it's kind of two opposite things. It's a total pain, but that's why when you go to a violin concert, the guy tunes between every piece and every movement, and that's why. So it does change quite a lot. Like, and I often wonder. But I remember when I first started teaching, people would ask me if they had a good fiddle. They would show me the fiddle, and I would check it out, which I can do for you guys at some point if I ever see you. And I would tell them a bit about their fiddle and if it's a good one and stuff. And they would always say, "I think it's good because it stays in tune." And it is a very common kind of thought, but it really is meaningless. Like a fiddle staying in tune, that says more about where your fiddle lives than your fiddle itself, you know? Because the beautiful violins, they'll still go out of tune, like, you know, whatever, for whatever reason. Oh, got a bad connection. Oh, sorry, Julie. Drag, try again. Yeah, best thing to do. But anyway, yeah, so if it really doesn't matter whether a fiddle goes out of tune or not to be a good fiddle or not. It's just your environmental conditions. And I'm still getting to know this house. Anyway, so shall we get warmed up? Let's, for a change, let's do G major scale and arpeggio. All right, we'll do it slow and then we'll do a little bit faster and see how we get along. Okay, ready, go. Oh, I gotta mute everybody, I forgot. Ooh, good A. Perfect A, Elaine. Okay, here we go. Ready, go. All right, let's do our arpeggio now. Ready, go. Now, how's everybody feeling there tonight about G major? Is it doing pretty good? Does it feel like it's pretty reliable? Well, in that case, let's up the speed. Here's Julie. She's going to have to jump into the skipping rope on the fast G major. That's all right. So let's see, but not too fast. I'm thinking somewhere like about this. Something like that. There, you're back, Julie. Excellent. Okay. 1, 2, 3, go. major stood up to the tempo. Oh, good. That's great. Okay, so now let's try it again, but this time I wouldn't mind doing a bowing pattern. And with my intermediates on Thursday night, everybody was complaining about the ability to bow with the fingers in hand. Okay, and it really is kind of the last thing to come in for a lot of people. And so I thought to myself, geez, we better get started early with this bowing with the hand thing, because everybody's complaining about it. So why don't we try a little bit of hand, 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 arm, arm for each note of the scale. Okay, I'll show you what it'll sound like, what it should sound like. And they don't need to be big, just little tiny, like that is good. See that? As long as it's clean like that, that's all you're looking for. And to only be using the hand. Okay? So let's give it a try. Well, first of all, why don't we just work it out a little bit? Let's just do it, say, on the A string. We'll just do a little bit of hand, 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 arm, arm. We'll do 4 rounds of it to get that hand going, okay? Ready, go. Okay, now how are we looking there? Feeling pretty good? Feeling like you're using the flappy flappy? Now, I noticed when I first started, I started way too low on the bow. And it's going to be really hard to do it down here. For me, the best spot to do that particular one is right here. Okay, and you guys can find the spot that's working for you so that you have to do the least amount of adjustment for too much in or too light. Okay, so for me, it's about here. For you guys, it might be different, and we'll also start doing the one up here as well at some point. But right now, we'll try it at about here, and you guys are going to pay attention to see where it works well for you. So let's do that again right away on the open string. Let's try the D string this time. Ready, go. Okay, now it's looking pretty good. Mostly what I'm seeing looks kind of like this. Let's see if I can get it so that you guys can see. Let me see. Maybe like this. So it looks kind of like this. See that? So not bad. Not bad. It's the beginning. Now what you're looking for though is this. All right? But it's the beginning. You guys all got the beginning. What's good about what I see is lots of finger, which is very, very good. Keep that up. We just want to involve wrist a little bit more, okay, to get more. You just want to be able to use a good amount of bow for everyone. Let's do it again. This time, let's try it on the G. Ready, and... A little harder. So remember that the G is up in the air. Eh? The bow has to go up in the air a little bit. So when you're doing your down bow, I try to kind of point up at the ceiling a little bit, keeping your elbow regular though. No elbow, just kind of like trying to go the upward motion as much as you can with just your hand. Okay, let's try it again. Same thing. G string is the hardest. Ready, go. More success that time around, eh? A little bit? Yeah? How you doing there, Deborah? You look unconvinced of your success.
When you were doing it, you were showing like, your wrist really...
Yeah.
Yeah, like my just little short... I don't have the full finger motion of almost like I'm throwing something is how it looks like you're doing it.
And you're correct about that. That's a great way to put it. They, in the bluegrass world, they call that throwing it away. which I love. Except you don't want to throw your bow down. You know, just careful of that. But you're right. Now, but you got to be easy on yourself, right? When you first start trying to do this, about this much is probably all you can manage, you know? Of course, you're trying to make that more extreme as you go along. And in order to do that, my best advice always is to exaggerate it. So even if it makes the sound suffer a little bit, one thing about this exercise is for many people, it sounds rough at first. You might be doing the right motion, right? But your result is a little messy. It's a little gritty and dirty, you know. But that will clean up, okay? Because when you get this, like this is what it sounds like when you first start doing it for a lot of people. See that? And all that is, you know, your hand, just like everything else we've been doing, has to get used to how much to pick up on the bow and how much to dig in so that it doesn't do that, drag into the string, see? So if you get the initial motion, as you do it, your fingers and your ear will try to mitigate that and get the best possible touch even though you're using just your hand. You see what I mean? So let the sound suffer at first, with the mind that you're going to try to adjust as you get the motion to get it clean as well. But when you first start doing it, it's just to actually get it happening that's important. Does that make sense? Good. Okay. Let's try it one more time, and then we're going to try it on the scale where you'll have a long crack at it. Okay? So one more time on the open string. Let's pick the D string one more time. Okay? The D string. Ready, go. Pretty good. Like I'm watching it and you guys are doing pretty good. The thing is that I can tell you're actually moving. It's just a very small bit. So you just try to exaggerate it every time you're doing it and it'll get better. Now let's do it on a scale so we have a long crack at it and a chance to improve that as we go along. Okay, we'll just pick the old G. 1, 2, 3, go. Usually when people try to do that, they do good for the first, I don't know, 5 or 6 notes, and then it's kind of locking up there. You guys did not do that tonight. I was watching you, and everybody looked pretty consistent right throughout the whole thing. Now, I did see times when people renewed the looseness, you know? So I see it get a little bit tight, and then I see some people kind of go, "Argh." That's how you want to do it, okay? That's really, really good. Anybody have any questions or thoughts about doing that hand, 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 arm, arm? Anything at all? All right, well, you know what that means, faster. So now it's going to be like this. Just think loosey-goosey. So now we're going to go through, now we're going from the very tight controlled this. Now we're going to kind of get a little bit loosey-goosey with it. Get some momentum going. Because you might find that it's actually a little easier. Okay? So let's do it. 1, 2, 3, and... How you feeling? Success? Medium success? That's good. Did you find that it actually was a little easier than the slow, tight, controlled one? Did anybody find it a little easier? You did. See, that's good. Now, that doesn't mean you shouldn't do the slow, controlled one. That's really important because then you're making sure that you do the movement. But then, yes, to loosen it up and do that, and it's going to become one unified movement. And that's what they say about the bow arm. Eh? You move it in a unified way. You know, it reminds me of the Suzuki book. I always, when I was a kid, I thought it was hilarious when you actually read the Suzuki book because it's all translated from Japanese, and some of the things are a little bit funny, but they're very true and poignant. So it's got the beginning where you just play some quarter notes, or sorry, some whole notes. That's all you do, and then underneath it says practice notes. 1.1. Is your sound beautiful? It's like, yeah, you know, shit, definitely, good idea. Make a beautiful sound right from day one. You know, it makes total sense, right? But that's that they say about the bow arm. That's one of the troubleshooting points in the troubleshooting guide is your bow arm moving in a unified way, which I really, really love, you know? So if you're having any problems with the sound or the bounce or anything, it's just because you need to get the fluidity and the unified motion. And then everything you do works. It's really, you just kind of put it on autopilot, you know? So anyway, it reminded me of that. There's a few other funny things in there. Okay, so I think we're warmed up enough. It does occur to me that we should continue to work on the jiggle at some point as well, because that's also really useful with that kind of stuff. Now, let's see. Let's pick a tune to practice. How about Tell Me Mom? Great old tune to do. Maybe we'll try it on the low strings too. So we're doing it in D right now, right? So we're starting on the A string. Okay, because we can also do it in G. It starts on the D string. It's really fun. Maybe we'll try it after, okay? But let's do it. We'll start with the regular D. And we'll just go slow just to remind you guys of how it goes. It's been a while, so we'll go slow at first. Okay, ready, and... Again. Okay, hold on, wait. Anybody, are you having problems there, Julie?
So I heard it before I started in school. And so I'm just like, I know I have to move up a string, but that's all. I just see things so literally, and I know it starts on D, and so it just throws me off. So I'll get it.
So wait. But you thought we were doing it in G?
Yeah, and when we did it, I think when I played it before, I was doing it like starting on the D. So.
Is that right?
So
Is that the way did we do it? Oh, okay. Well, let's do that. We'll do it in G, but then I'd like to try it up a string as well because it's really fun. And you can do that with almost any tune you do. But so sorry about that. So we'll try it in G. Okay. Ready and... Again. Faster. One more time. How we doing? Pretty good? All right. Now, what are the chances that we could play it kind of up to speed? Which, it depends on the band, but I always kind of go back to the Rankin family because I kind of think that's the best Tell Me Ma there is going. I kind of do... See that? And then Howie's in the middle, Howie plays that tune. Great tune. It's a great tune by John Morris Rankin. I think it's called John Morris Rankin. Anyway, so we'll try it. Why don't we try it up at that speed? What's the worst can happen, right? And let's do it a good few, maybe 4 times. Okay, so if you don't get one, jump in on the next one. 1, 2, 3, and... looked like it was going pretty good. Give me a report. How about you, Julie? How did you feel about it?
It was pretty good. But as it goes faster, I have trouble on that double stop that you try to play towards the end there. Just get my fingers in the right place. But other than that, not bad.
You're playing that double stop, so that's A1 and D3?
I'm playing.
Or the octave?
I gotta think. Let's see. That one there.
Oh, and that was really nicely in tune as well. Very good. Very good. You should try a couple more in there. That sounds really, really good. The one really nice one is the octave at the end. See that?
Oh, okay.
Wail away on your G string. It's a really good thing to do. Okay, cool. Now how about Joanne? How are you doing, Joanne, when we went fast?
You know, I started out pretty good, but then I kind of went downhill as we continued, so I don't know.
It deteriorated?
Yeah, it deteriorated.
That does happen. The biggest thing to try to think about, like be mindful of when that happens is when did it happen? Because usually that is what tells you what's weak. You know, for a lot of people it's pick-up notes or middle phrases or whatever, you know what I mean? But wherever you happen to stop, pay attention to that because that's what's bothering you. Now, did you notice where you stopped this time or where you had to stop or anything?
No, I think maybe if I just was watching the music more, if I knew it off by heart, I think maybe I would have done better.
Okay, now you see, that's something that I've worked with a lot of people on where you feel like if you haven't read it, you haven't done it right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very common thing. So you're going to trust your hand, okay? Your hand probably knows this tune better than you. I got to tell you, I'm relying on my hand these days. I went down to the session on Sunday, and it was a great time. It was a really good one, actually, better than usual, and it lasted for a long time, and there was a lot of tunes being pulled out from the past, you know? And there was a couple of them that my hand, thank Christ Almighty, knew already, you know? And I just let it go. Like, I just let it go. Now, still messy with endings and pickups. Still a little bit messy, but the main bits of the tune were there, thank God, you know? And that's the thing about this pandemic. That's the hardest part about it, is the repertoire. So you rely on your hand, okay? So we're going to do it again. I want you to pay attention. See if there's a place where you stop. Now, how about you, Deborah?
The very last segment of it, that when it goes, I can't seem to get that, like the quick two snap notes.
Okay,
So,
use the hand. So this is a perfect opportunity where you're going to do those ones with just your hand. Watch this.
okay.
See that? Because it's hard to move the whole arm fast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a great big piece of meat, right? So this is a good opportunity. Now, if I were you, I'd just kind of flick and hope, you know? You're going fast and you go, so, just flick and hope. Keep that wrist loose and just try to flick it for those notes and see if you get a little bit better result, okay?
Okay.
That's all I'll tell you, I'm flicking when we get there. It's it's just a controlled flicking, you know, that's the thing. A little bit more controlled than yours, but still. Now, how about you, Elaine?
No, I was okay until the ending. I wasn't getting that.
Okay.
So I was getting a couple of notes in there, but I was picking back up once you started the game.
Sure. Okay, well, why don't we take the ending and grind it a little bit, okay? So let's just loop it. So it's going to sound like this. Now the problem is that we're gonna have to bow it backwards every other time because there's no pickup note, and I don't want to add a pickup note. It's just gonna be confusing. So you know what? We're just gonna do it like that. We're gonna bow it each way. It'll only make you stronger. Okay? So it looks like this again. go a little slower than that. Ready, and... Again. Again. Little faster. Looking good, looking good. How's the success rate? Pretty good? Okay, right on, right on. So let's do it again. We'll do the whole thing. We'll do it 4 times, and we'll do it up at that speed and see if we have an easier time of it this time. 1, 2, 3, and... Okay, now that looked more successful. Did it feel more successful? Oh, that's great. That's really, really good. So there you go. So this is another good one to work on that technique as well. Okay, very good. Now let's see. We were, what did we practice? Anybody remind me what we practiced last time? I usually review the video, but I didn't have time today. So we practiced a few of them. I know that.
We did Swallowtail to get some rolls in there.
Oh yeah. And Drowsy?
Spent, again, I can't remember if we did a bit of Drowsy last week. I think we probably did it.
I think, oh, we didn't do Drowsy last week? Oh, why don't we start with Drowsy then? Because we've just finished all this G major practice. Same shape for Drowsy. And we still get to try to do a roll. So let's do that. So we'll start dead slow, and we'll do our usual, but I'll show you where that roll goes and how to do it, and then you guys can have a crack at it as we go very, very slow. Okay, let's see here. I'll play it for you once just so you remember what it sounds like. Tune, my God, that's a tune that's been chugging along for a good few hundred years, you know, my God, it's great. I had a film crew from Durham College down at the pub on Sunday because they're going to record the session, the North Atlantic Drift session, next Thursday. They're going to come and get some video of it, and I think it's going to be really fun. But they needed a project for their fall course or whatever. And they got in touch with me. So, but anyway, I was explaining to them how the whole thing works, because they're all young and they had no idea what was going on. Like, it was very, very funny, actually. They were standing there in the middle of the bar, and it was quite a packed session. There was a good 20-some people there, because you have to have the vax thing to get in now, so it's a little bit more relaxed. And so they're standing there, and they don't know what to make of all these random people sitting there playing music. And so they had lots of questions, and I explained. And so, of course, one of the first questions was, and the director, young fella, was like, so this stuff isn't improvised, is it? And I was like, no, it's not improvised. They're playing tunes, and sometimes they're a good 300, 400, 500, sometimes 1,000 years old. They were completely floored by that. They couldn't believe that. Even the young Indian fella. And so I said, his name was Deep. And so I said to him, well, like, it's not unlike Indian music, you know, like that's the very kind of like the same thing. And he was like, well, yeah, that's true, actually. You know, they also have millions of tunes, and they're called ragas. And it's very much like what we do. Different sound, of course, but it's eighth note based. And they have millions, and they learn them by ear, and they trade them around the same way we do, which is really, really interesting. But so those kids are going to get quite an education. You know, I say kids, but they're probably like 25. It's the new type of kid. Okay, Drowsy Maggie. So we better go slow to start. Deborah, you're having trouble finding it? Oh, you got it. Okay. So I can always share my screen. So let's go nice and slow there, guys. So, and don't worry about any ornaments at first. Let's just play the tune, all right? So it's going to be about this fast. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, now the bows were happily moving along there, ladies. I didn't see anybody having any trouble. Anybody having any trouble? I only have looks to go by. No? Okay, great. That's great. So, let's do a roll, shall we? So the one that I suggest that we do, so there's a few in this tune, that's the thing, but we don't want to do them all. So one that I suggest we do... That that one there. So where it says B-A-B, instead of playing B-A-B, we're going to play a roll because it's almost a roll. See that? That's what we're going to try to do. So instead of B-A-B, we're going to play B grace note A-B. the roll. See that? Let's all try that first finger roll together. Ready, go. Yum diddly yum. Oh, looking good. Looking good. Do it again. Ready, go. Oh, that's great. The hands are looking great. Let's do it again. Ready, go. Okay, that one didn't look quite as good. Let's do one more. Ready, go. Yeah. Okay. How's everybody feeling? Is it working? Does it sound like mine? You know, like to an extent. The main thing I'm concerned about there is the rhythm. That's the most important thing about the roll. The yum diddly dum of it. That's, if you don't get that, it's really hard to get it in. So try not to rush it. It's very simple. Just yum diddly dum. Let's do it again. Let's do a whole bunch of them. And we'll do it on the up bow too. We'll just do yum diddly dum, yum diddly dum, yum diddly dum until the cows come home. Okay? Ready, and... Okay, now if looks are anything to go by, those rolls are all working with the right rhythm, okay? So that's really, really good. Now, let's do this. Let's do the roll and then go up the scale to continue with what the tune does. It sounds like this. Okay, let's try playing that. So a great big roll and then scale up. Ready, go. Yep, that looked pretty good. Everybody understand how that works? Let's do it again. Ready, go. Yep, okay. And here's Lena. That's good. Okay, let's do it again. Same thing. Ready, go. Yeah, that looked like it worked out. Let's do it again. Ready, go. Yes, very good, very good. Everybody, is that working for everybody? Oh, that's awesome. See, that's great. So now, when you're doing that first part... Here we go. See that? And then everybody goes nuts, man. It's awesome. Okay? So let's give it a go. Lena, you're gonna just have to keep your helmet on here. We're putting a roll in Drowsy Maggie, and it's gonna be where it says B A B C D. That's where we're gonna put the roll. Instead of B A B, we're playing a roll. Okay? Now, let's see if we can get it in there. Okay, nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, go. Here we go. Okay, what do you think? Did it work? Did it fit in there? Kinda? Let's do it again. Do it again right away. 1, 2, 3, and... Here we go. Again. Here we go. Okay. How's it going? Does anybody have any comments or questions or anything like that about the putting the roll in there? Too many notes, not enough notes? Yes, Joanne.
I have been practicing it. I think the one time you suggested a roll earlier in that first part of the song with the E.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, the 2 E's.
Yeah.
So I've been practicing that. So now it's hard for me to get this new one, but I'll have to just work on it.
Well, I'll tell you what. So I'm glad you were practicing that. We're going to do that one too, you know. So because when I play it, I do both, right? But for now, don't worry about the E roll. Just do the B roll, okay? And then since you've already done the E roll, you're going to have a lot of fun because it'll all come together like that, and it's like 3 rolls in a row, and it's awesome. Okay, let's do it again. Any other questions or comments? I am here to help. You look kind of perplexed there, Julie.
It's my night to be perplexed. Yeah, I'm just trying to get I think I was shifting my bow in the middle of the roll, and I think you play the roll always on going one direction, don't you? So it's like down, do the diddly diddly dee, and then it's up, up, down, up, I think is what I need to do in that section there. And I was
So it looks like this. Yeah. So you were doing it in 2 bows.
Yes, I kept switching partway through, and I was trying to figure out where I was switching, which note I was switching on. So I think I got it now.
Good, because that's a classic problem with rolls. So many people, well, you know, just when they first start off, they do it in 2 bows instead of 1. The good thing about you is that you recognized it. Okay, let's try her again. 1, 2, 3, and... One more. Okay, doing pretty good there. That was a good few cracks at it. Now, Joanne, are you having a particular issue there that maybe is my fault?
No, I'm just having trouble with the timing of the roll. Can you just do it one more time? Just
like in the tune or on its own?
Just on its own, I guess.
Sure.
So that you have to hold the B a little bit before you do.
Yeah, that's right. And if you saw, yeah, it
that's
needs
what I'm doing wrong.
Oh, that used to be when I first started to do rolls. That was my problem too. I had this idea that it's a big explosion, which it is, but it's a delayed explosion, like many Irish things. You have to wait a few seconds there, you know. But I have seen them written out. In a book that my friend Brian has about Irish ornamentation, and the way they have them written out in that book is an eighth note with 4 16th notes grouped together as if it was a triplet. You know how they do that with a triplet? You put them all into the one beat. So that's what it looks like. So it's a really good depiction because it means you play the eighth note first. You play the B for the length of an eighth note, and then you do the finger work.
And so when you do the B, you just keep going down for the.
Yep, I'll show you again.
Yeah. Right.
See that?
Okay.
And a little speedier bow really pops out. See that? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem. We'll grind away at it a little more, shall we? And this time, we'll start off slow, sure enough, but then I'll start to speed us up a tiny bit as we loop it, okay? There's one more place you can do it in the second part too. We'll do that in a second. And it's exactly the same lick in the second part. Anyway, let's do this a few more 100 times. 1, 2, 3, and... Okay, a little more success that time. A couple of them worked, or hopefully all of them. But you know, I don't know if I told you guys about the magic of Ireland, but I did that show 95 times, and I might have got that C roll 30 times out of the 95 when I first started doing it. See, that's the thing. Like, it's just after a while you're going to be getting every one, but right now it's just to get it in there. That's all. Okay. Now in the second part. See that same lick. Okay, and then same lick again. See that? Exactly the same. So again, it's lots of cracks at it, right? So let's try the second part. Now I'll show you again without so much flippancy where those rolls go. So we got... Here we go. See that? And then we keep going. It's the same. It's the same phrase. Here we go. See that? Two nice cracks at it there in the second part. So that means that when you play this tune, you're going to be practicing that exact lick, like how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Okay? That's a lot of good practice at that. Okay? Is it? Let me see. Let me count them. 1, 2, 3, times in the tune. I forgot it was a single, right? So we don't repeat that second part. It's already repeated. It just has a long second ending. So anyway, so there you go. So 4 is such a nice even number, isn't it? So let's see if we can get this in the second part. We'll go really, really slow. You guys know where it goes, and I'll give you a heads up. Don't worry. Here, let's give it a go. Ready, and... Here we go. Here we go. Success? Oh, good. Let's do it again right away. Ready? Did it work that time? Oh my God, geez, that's great. See, once you get one roll, man, you're going to be having trouble not putting them in. That's my trouble, my God. Okay, let's do that one more time just to make sure that we have it maybe a tiny, tiny bit faster. Then we'll take a quick breather, so I got to go to the bathroom, too much water today, and coffee at all those places where you go to pick tile and stuff. They have espresso machines. So I had like 4 coffees this afternoon, you know? But anyway, okay, so let's do it. One more time, and then we're going to try the whole thing complete with rolls. Ready, 2, 3, go. Looking pretty good, guys. It looks like everybody's kind of got the idea, okay? So review the first part. I'm just going to nip over here, review the first part where that roll goes, and then we're going to try the whole thing. Be right back. Everybody hard at work. Look at that. Okay, shall we give it a go? Okay, so we'll do it at least twice. We might even do it 3 times because it's a short one, okay? And give you lots of cracks at those rolls. I shouldn't say that roll, those rolls. 4 rolls. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and... One more. Okay. All right, how are we doing? That was a workout, I know. Anybody have a sore left hand? Like, see your left hand getting stiff? Yeah. Now, that's the one thing about left hand ornamentation in the Irish style is that it is hard on the hand. Like, definitely. And ever since I started doing it is when I started to notice my left arm problems, you know? And the key to it is relaxing. If I can relax the hand, then I don't have the problems at all, right? But it's not just the hand, it comes from all the way back here. So to entirely relax this hand, you have to have this shoulder dropped. That's the only way, for most people I should say, everybody's body is different, but for me, if I don't have this shoulder completely relaxed, the tension comes in. It starts here, when I start doing that flicky stuff, right? Starts there, and then it can spread right across my whole hand if I don't breathe and try to notice it and relax right from here, okay? So now that's a very important part of playing the fiddle anyway, is to have a relaxed left shoulder. If that shoulder is up in the air, it makes everything much harder. Really, really hard. So that's got to be dropped and relaxed at all times. Okay? And it helps with the left hand fatigue, but it's definitely more fatiguing. All that ornamentation is more fatiguing. And that's why when I play a dance, I do most of it with my bow. First of all, because it's less fatiguing, especially when I play a dance, it's 120 beats per minute. So that left hand stuff is very, very active, very fast. So I go to the bow, And the other good thing about doing it with your bow is that it's way more percussive for the dancers. They hear, so instead of, I go. You hear that? It gives a little little punch there, and it helps everybody line up the time a little better. So yeah, so it is rough on the hand, and that's the ways that I deal with it. Any questions or comments before we start grinding it a bit and getting it a bit faster? Nothing? All right then, here we go. I like that shot of your bow there in the shot there, Julie. It was like all bow. It was really kind of cool. Here we go. Ready, 2, 3, Okay, little breather there, little breather. How's everybody feeling? Yeah. Now watching it, watching the hand, looking good. It's looking like it has the right rhythm. It's in the right place. But of course, that's all I have to go on. So anybody having any problems with it, where they can't get it in, or it's always wrong, or they can't stop doing it in two bows, or whatever, or they don't know the right place to do it, or anything like that. That's great. So there you go. This is going to be first finger roll practice to the max. Okay. Now it is the easiest on the A string, I will say. The D string is slightly more difficult. I find the problem with rolling on the D string is that it's medium. So the A is the average of pressure down on the fiddle. It's the average of all the strings, right? The D string, though, still has quite a bit of pressure, so it snaps back really fast, I find, Not as fast as the E string. That is the fastest snapper backer, and I can never outrun it. I have absolutely no hope of outrunning it with my finger, so I usually kind of go off to the side when I take my finger off that. So, and what I'm talking about is, if I'm doing an ornament, see if I can make it happen. Okay, I can't make it happen, but it never happens when I want it to happen. But anyway, what happens is, when I go to do that grace note, I touch the string, but then when I go to take it off, my finger can't outrun the string. The strings kind of sticks to it, And so it ends up that when I finish the roll, it has that little whistle there. See that? And it's a notorious thing that the E string is known for, and the tighter it is, the harder it is to deal with. So I usually just kind of go to the side, flick it off to the side. See that? You can't do that on the D string at all. There's no off to the side on the D string. So it's kind of like precision bombing. I have to kind of get in there and touch the string and get out of there. See that? So I find the D string pretty hard. The G string is challenging as well because it's all the way over there, but there's no neighbor, so you can kind of do that. See that? A little more forgiving. So you'll find these challenges. You'll see with each first finger roll you're doing, whether it's this one's on the A string, but on the D or the G or the F sharp there, that they're going to feel different, and you have to mitigate them differently, just like I showed you there. Okay? Shall we try it one more time? Let's do it. And let's start at the faster this time and see how we get up to. A 1, 2, 3, and... Whoops. Force of habit. Looking good. Yeah. Right on. Okay, cool. So that's how to practice the B roll in Drowsy Maggie. Now, Joanne mentioned that I mentioned the E roll in the first part. And that's a really good one too. And we'll look at that next time. It's a little bit different because it's on the up bow. Okay? Up bow rolls are slightly different than down bow rolls. Up bow rolls, or what they call the short roll, is a rhythmic driver. Okay? So it sounds a little different. I'll show you. I'll play the first part with both of them in there, and hopefully you'll hear the difference. Now, did you hear that? Did you hear the difference between the two rolls? One's really short and snappy and drivey, the up bow one, and the down bow one is a little bit longer and a little bit more articulated. See what I mean? There's a big difference between them, and this is the classic tune that lays out that difference. So if you're messing around with that E roll, like Joanne did so diligently, because I said you should, then what you want to do is you see those two E's there, right? And you tie them together and you do a roll over the whole thing. Okay? That's how you do that. So it looks like this. That's how you do it, okay? So we'll look at it more in depth next time. This time I'd like it if that B roll got in there really solid, because then, like I was saying, once we get the E roll, that's going to be a fully outfitted tune. See that? With nice rolls side by side. It's going to be great for you. Really good, because there's so many tunes like that. All right, are we finished with Drowsy Maggie for tonight? Does anybody want to try it again, or does anybody have any problems related to Drowsy Maggie? Yes. One more time? Right on. It'll probably be two, but yes. One more time. All right. Oh, 1, 2, 3, and... Lena, you look unhappy. What happened?
I just lost it in the second part that time, but the time before that I did well. I thought I was going to improve, but I didn't improve.
Well, you can't win them all. So, and we're going to practice it a lot next week again, so don't worry about that. Okay, now let's go on now to the Swallowtail, where we put the roll in it last week. Now, with all this roll practice, this is going to be easy, right? So let's practice that a bit, see how fast we can get it before the faces turn sour. And then we'll think about another one to strengthen up for next time, which I'm thinking in the key of A lately. I have a strong Scottish streak happening lately, and so I'm thinking something in the key of A, like we did Stool of Repentance at one point, didn't we? Did we ever do that one? Oh, really? Oh, we should. That's a great tune. It's an excellent tune. What else? What about, we did Cock of the North. Definitely did that. and John Allen's jig. Did we do... We did Miss McLeod's and High Road to Linton. Okay, so we could strengthen all that stuff up. And Hockey Johnny Glad, we had the set. The whole A major set going. So maybe we'll start picking away at that and getting that stronger and a few ornaments in. Okay? And see if we can string it together and make a real set happen. But anyway, for now, Swallowtail Jig. Now, how fast... I'm going to try about this. Is that going to work, do you think? Let's do it. Right on. 1, 2, 3. One more time. All right, that was a workout. How are the rolls? Third finger rolls. They're getting in there? That's good. That's good. Okay. Now, I think I would love to go faster. Is there anything in the way of us going a little tiny bit faster with that? It all looks so fine.
I have a question. I missed last week. Could you just remind me where the rolls are in the music?
Sure. So, it's, you know, in the ending where it goes D, C, D, A, D, F, G, E, E, E. So instead of D, C, D, you can do a roll because that basically is a roll. And then it's A right afterwards.
Is that using the fourth finger for the roll?
Correct. Yes. The pinky. It's got to be used for something, right? Can't just hang around there all the time like a slacker. So in the first part, yeah, that's where it goes at the ending. In the second part, right there. Okay, that long D there. And then here's another ending. See that? You can try to stick it in there as well. So I'm doing it in all of those places. You don't have to. You can pick one. Okay, or all. But you pick one or whatever. Whatever you want to try to do, you try to get it in there. Okay? Hi, Jen. Okay, thank you, darling. Jen's doing another trip down Dufferin Street. Lap 4 or something like that. Okay, let's do it. Let's see how it goes. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Now that was downright fast. What did you guys think about that? Were you keeping up okay? Yeah? Just a few scratches and dings on the helmet. Now let's see about how fast that was. So that was like up at 90 for a jig there, guys. It's very, very good. And did you notice that that tempo is exactly the tempo where the momentum goes into my bow arm? Did you notice that? You know, so when I play tunes slowly, I play them very straight, flat. You know, kind of without that kind of lilt or rhythm to it. But then at a certain tempo, it starts to enter my arm, and that's just about the tempo between 85 and 90 when it starts to get in there. Did everybody hear that lopity thing, the jig rhythm that I was doing there? Yeah, and that's exactly where it starts to come in, is about that tempo. So that's exciting because it means that we might be able to get a bit of that jig rhythm in there, which I have not talked very much about yet. But I will mention it because of the work we did earlier with the hand, arm. You missed all that there, Lena. I kicked these guys' butts big time with the old hand bowing. And the jig rhythm is basically the big example of that. Watch my right arm here. So the arm is moving twice per measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See that? And my hand is flopping out the rest. And actually, I am not muscling any of those little notes out. The only muscle power I'm using is That's it. Everything else is flopping out on its own. See that? Just like a dancer would, right? And that's why it makes for a danceable rhythm, because my arm is doing a dance. See that? So my wrist is totally flippy floppy here, and I'm just letting her go. And because of that, because of the nice timing of my arm, all the flippy flappies are happening just where they should, without any fail. Yippity uppity uppity uppity. See that? And it's shaking in just the right way, and it makes everybody's arses go around the room, and I don't have to worry about it. It's less work. You know, and so a jig is an example of that. So I don't really want to get too heavily into the jig rhythm right now, because we just started using the hand, right? We're just starting to use the hand. So we'll work on that a little bit more, but keep in mind that this is your end results that we're going to look for. Now reels are a little more complicated because it's got 8 notes per measure. And so the reel rhythm looks more like this, and of course there's different ways to bow it. But if I was to take a single bowed approach to bowing a reel, it would look like this. See that? So it's the same type of thing. My arm is moving 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, but my hand is flopping out all those 8 notes for me. See that? And the big down bows are where you get the big rhythm. So like watch me. See, that's just Beatles music basically. That's all it is. But you know, with the fiddle. So that's how that works. That's what our eventual goal with this hand bowing is, to be able to do jigs like this and reels like this. See that? Instead of and okay, that's our eventual goal. So let's keep that in mind. Let's play our jig one more time before I send you off to practice for the evening. And when I say once, I mean a few. Or actually, you know what? Let's go back. Let's go back and do Drowsy Maggie. Okay, just as a recap for the evening. Okay. Put my tuner back on. Okay, here we go. So we'll try it about here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and. those squeaky rolls actually happened there in the last roll. Did you hear you hear a little squeak off of me? Because the thing I was describing before actually happened with the A string, where I did my grace note, but I didn't quite get out of the way in time, and it made a whistle instead. Okay, so watch out for that. I point out when it happens, because when I try to demonstrate, it never works. So for next week, I'm thinking maybe we should let up on the fast a little bit, and maybe we'll review one of the slow ones that we did in the past. So did we do Rosebud? Oh, let's do Rosebud. Wouldn't it be nice? Of a late October Tuesday. And so the goal, what we're going to try to improve, of course, is to improve intonation in the key of A. So we'll work on the key of A a little bit. We'll start, and you guys might as well practice it in the meantime. And also, we're going to work on smoothness, sound production, and thinking of the whole thing as phrases. Okay? And also having to do with that dynamics. Okay? Dynamics are playing louder and playing softer. All right? And in classical music, they have it all laid out with the Italian phrases that they use in music, the Italian words: forte for loud, piano for soft, mezzo forte for medium loud, mezzo piano for medium soft. See that? Double forte for very loud, double piano for very soft. And that's how and then crescendos for when you get louder as you go along. It looks like an open alligator's mouth. My dad's teacher used to say, look, it's getting so loud it's going to eat the next bit. And so that's a crescendo when you gradually get louder. And then the other way is called a diminuendo, when you gradually get softer. See that? And that's what's called dynamics. When you play a slow air, dynamics are very important. Otherwise, the long notes can become boring. So, for instance, my dad, that was his specialty. His specialty was playing very dynamically with slow airs. And everybody knew it. So we can work on that. We can work on your approach to dynamics, how you actually play loud and soft on the violin, and how you make those decisions in a tune. And we'll use the Rosebud for it. Okay? There you go. Great job, everybody. We'll see you back next Tuesday. I hope Bill joins us. I hope his cat didn't make him not play the fiddle tonight. But anyways, we'll see. But have a good week, and we'll see you next week. Night, night.
Night, Dad.
Nighty, night.